Hello, boys and girls, and welcome to another social studies lesson. So for today, we are talking about actually where you live. So we've been talking about maps, landforms, bodies of water, but today we're going to be talking about where you live, each and every one of you. So let's go over our I can statement. It says, use geographic tools to identify characteristics of various landforms and bodies of water. So we're still going to kind of be going over this using those tools to kind of talk about where you live. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to read a book. So the title of this book is Where Do I Live? It is by Neil Chesanow and it's illustrated by Anne Iosa. So it's illustrated by Anne Iosa. Where do I live? Let me scooch over a little bit so you can see better. There you go. You live in your room, right? There may be a lot of rooms where you live, but one room is special. It has your bed in it and your clothes and your toys. It's where you wake up each morning and go to sleep each night and have sweet dreams. When mommy says play in your room, you know which room she means. That's what makes it special. That's what makes it yours. You live in your home. Your home is the place where your room is. It's the place where you live. Of course, you don't live at home all by yourself. Other people live there with you. They are your family. That's what your home is, the place where you and your family live. So as you can see in this house, it's showing where people live, right? There's the kitchen, the dining room. It looks like a sitting room. Maybe that's the parents' bedroom, a bathroom, and the kids' room, right? You live on a special piece of land. Do you know what land is? It's the stuff you walk on. It's the ground. For some people, this special piece of land is called a yard. If you live in a house, your yard is the land around your house. It's your own private place to play when you're outside. Your yard is land that belongs to you and your family and nobody else. If you live in an apartment in the city, you may not have a yard. The city has lots of buildings, so there isn't room for too many yards, but the city has a special piece of land called the park. The park is a nice green place to play when you're outside. A park is like a yard for people who live in the city. A park doesn't belong to only one family. It belongs to everyone. So that's a yard. And then over here, this is the park. You live on your street. So your street is black or gray and it has cars. It runs right past the home where you live. Your street runs past many other homes as well. All the homes are next to each other. The street belongs to everyone who lives next to it. Everyone who lives next to a street can say, "This is my street." So for example, West Pine Elementary is on Archie Road. So our street is Archie Road. So whenever you pull up to the school, it's on Archie Road. So what's the street you live on? My old street that I used to live on was Kingswood Circle, and that's in Pinehurst. So we're going to talk about that. But the title of the street was Kingswood Circle. And everyone who lived on Kingswood Circle could say, "This is my street." You live in your neighborhood. Your street isn't the only street there is. There are many streets where you live. All the streets are lined with homes just like yours. All the streets and all the homes that are near your home form your neighborhood. That's what a neighborhood is, a group of streets and homes where people live. So this is a neighborhood. So the neighborhood I used to live in was in Pinehurst number 6. So that's where I used to live. That's my old neighborhood, but it's a neighborhood because everyone lived within Pinehurst number 6. It's right off the golf course. You live in your town. Your neighborhood isn't the only one there is. There are a lot of neighborhoods where you live. All the neighborhoods that are near each other form a town, and that's what a town is, a group of neighborhoods in the same place. Your town has the market where you buy food. It has the bank where you get money. It has the school where you go to learn. It has the post office and the library and many other things besides. All the people in the neighborhoods share what the town has, just as you share your toys with your friends. So the neighborhood that your school is in West End, right? So that's your neighborhood. You live in the city, the suburbs, or the country. So where is your town? So like my old town, or I could say even maybe my city, is Pinehurst, right? There are 3 places it may be. One place is in the city. The city is a town, but it's a great big town, or a group of towns that got so big they grew together and became one. Another place your town may be is in the suburb. So a lot of us live around the suburbs, right? A suburb is land that's around the city. The city has more people, but the suburb has more room. Or your town may be in the country. A suburb is land that's near the city. A country is land that's farther away. The country has the fewest people and the most room of all. Enough room for farms and forests that take up a lot of space. So one of you might actually live in the country, live on a farm or live out in the forest or the woods. So you might live out in the country. And then this is the last one I'm going to do. You live in your state. So what's our state we live in? Is it Pennsylvania? No, that's where I'm from. That's right. Indiana? No. I know what it is. It's North Carolina. We live in the state of North Carolina. Your town isn't the only one there is. There are lots of towns where you live. All the towns that are near each other and all the land around them form a state. A state is a really big piece of land. Dotting the land are dozens or even hundreds of towns just like yours. Every town is made up of a neighborhood. And every neighborhood has streets and homes where you and all the other people in your state live. So that's a state. Okay, so this is the country. This is the United States right here. Okay, so this is showing the entire country. So you do live in a country, right? That's the United States of America. So you live in the United States. Here is the state of North Carolina, right here. So this is where we all live. We all live in North Carolina, okay? So what you're going to do today for your seesaw activity, I'm actually going to share my screen and show it to you. Okay. Alrighty, so for your seesaw activity, what you're going to do is you're going to draw a picture of where you live. So maybe you're going to draw the street where you live on. Maybe you'll write the name of that street. So say I lived on Pine Street, and then maybe I draw a picture of my house. That's a garage. Remember, you could always do this on a piece of notebook paper with a pencil and take a picture and upload it onto this image. But I would want to see more. I want you to add lots of detail. I'm not doing a ton right now, but I want to see lots of detail. I want to see where you live. So what does it look like? What's your neighborhood look like? Maybe you want to add in your address. What is your address? What state do you live in? So all of those things. So that is what I want to see for your seesaw activity today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited to see where you live, what it looks like, all of the details, all of the colors, all the labels that you use. I am so excited that you joined me for today's lesson. I will see you next time, boys and girls. Have a great weekend. Bye.